My first question, right? My first question, you may be aware that all of us, right, we have, just imagine this is you. There are two major biological components that makes the person you. Two major biological components, right? As a start, I will answer the first question. One is which we call our body. Our body consists of several systems, right? There are systems. For an example, our digestive system. There are several systems, right? There are many here. Then what's the other part? Other biological component. Yes, just the mind. So this is our next biological component, the human mind. My first question, which system is involved with this component? What is that system called? Just one system. For the body there are few systems, but for the mind there is only one system. Brain, okay. Hormones, no. Brain is correct. Hormones, yes, it is having an influence. But there is a very specific system, we call it the nervous system. The nervous system, right? The nervous system. I will come to it a little bit later about the nervous system. We will talk about the other systems, how they function inside our body, right? For an example, you can take our, our respiratory system, our respiratory. We are constantly, as soon as we come out from our mother's womb, we start to breathe and we continue it until our last breath, fortunately. So this respiratory system makes sure that our body is getting enough oxygen to it to function at an optimum level. So if you can just think about this breathing process, which is the process that you can feel in this system, it is involved with inhale, we are taking the air in, and there is a process which is happening, and we exhale. So we inhale to get enough oxygen, right, and that oxygen is gone into our blood, that is the process that is happening, and we exhale. We exhale majority of our useless carbon dioxide. So we take oxygen, we have a process and we give an output. See, we have an engagement with the environment around us. We get something, there is a process going on, and we give an output. Agreed? Good. Take another system. Take our digestive system. We take food. There is a process going on, and we discharge, we excrete useless products, right? Take your urinary system. You take water and you urinate. In everything, everywhere, as an organism, we are in a continuous engagement with the environment. We take something from the environment, we undergo a process, and we release something back to the environment. So what is life? Life is this continuous engagement with the environment that it is living in. The same principle applies to our nervous system. We get inputs, sensory inputs. We get inputs to our brain. Brain is it's like the major component of the nervous system. It's not only the brain. We have our spinal cord inside our spine, and there are plenty of nerves that are being distributed from the spinal cord. We call it the peripheral nervous system. It's in the periphery. It's in the periphery. So we have our brain here, we have the spinal cord going down, and we have the nerves. So this is called the central nervous system, and this is called the peripheral nervous system. These are stuff, small, simple medical stuff that all of us should know, at least the fundamental aspects. So when it comes to medicine, when it comes to doctors, there's a barrier between always the client and the service provider when it comes to medicines, when it comes to health. So unfortunately, we have to blindly listen to the doctor. Okay, look at the instructions, and sometimes we don't understand completely what he or she is telling, and we have to comply with the instructions. Sometimes, most oftenly, we fail. So when you have diabetes, usually the doctor says, you have to refrain from sweets, right? You have to do exercise, avoid starch. So a list of instructions are being given. I don't know, but unfortunately, especially when it comes to our local setup, very seldom, very few people are adhering with the instructions. Why? We don't feel ill when we are having diabetes. We don't feel ill. So why should I take sometimes? So that internal motive is not there when we cannot understand why are these instructions are given. But unfortunately, finally, when your kidneys start to fail due to the high blood sugar levels damaging your blood vessels, and your heart starting to fail, then only we, oh my God, I'm ill, I'm having diabetes. Then we come into action and try to do something, but unfortunately, we are too late. So why sugar is not good? Why we have to maintain our optimum blood sugar levels in our blood? If we could have understood at the first place, then we might know, we might more adhere to the instructions that are being given. So these simple things, these are just simple scientific terms that I want you to get familiar with, to understand how we are functioning, because it's very important not only during our duty hours, but also when we are at home, when we are engaging with our day-to-day other lifestyle activities, life activities. This information is very important to maintain at an optimum level, to be successful everywhere, to maintain a very calm peace of mind, and to be productive everywhere, whatever we do. Okay, think again. The nervous system is getting inputs. We are getting inputs through our senses. We have 5 senses that are working, right? Our eyes, nose, ears, those things. So we get the inputs here to our brain, and there is it's a very huge, complicated process that goes out, and we give an output. We give an output. We give an biological output. This output comes through, it could be emotions, it could be cognitions, thoughts, or it could be behaviors. There are 3 types of outputs that your nervous system, that your brain is giving. Emotions, thoughts, cognitions, and behaviors. This brain, this human brain, it's a marvelous, wonderful piece of nature, so complicated that up to now, although science has developed so much up to a very advanced level, we are still trying to understand how this piece of thing is working. You have been seen, right? Some like, the human brain. There are pictures you can Google. There are plenty of pictures that you can get an idea about the human brain. It's about 1.5 kilograms in weight. It's soaked in spinal fluid, a special fluid, right? Everything in the blood is not coming into the brain. It's working, getting the inputs, and it is having departments, pieces of brain, areas of brain responsible for each and every function. For an example, you have a system called the reward system. The reward system. This system is driving you everywhere. Thank you very much. This system is driving you everything. The reward system, it directs you. It gives you pleasure in life. Like a car needs fuel to run, your brain needs something to function. Your brain requires a condition to function. What's that? Have you ever thought of that? Sorry? It's a chemical, agree. A good answer. I'm asking for something general. To you to work, to you to come to work, to you to have a family. The brain expects just a single thing from all the processes that is going inside it. Just a single. Its sole goal for all the actions. What could be that? Right? From the birth, even the small, even the toddler, even the smallest child, right? We grow up, we grow old, we live up to the last moment. Sorry? No oxygen is to our body. For our brain, it's a condition. Yes, exactly. Thank you. For nothing else, we are living in this world. Just to keep our brain happy. It's a soul thing. We call it the mental happiness. It's the simple thing, happiness. This is what we need. We are search of this thing. From the very moment from the birth up to the last single moment. Life defines this happiness. Right? If you don't agree with me completely, just take the smallest child that you can imagine just after the birth. Do you think the child, requires mother's breast milk just to grow quickly? The child requires mother's warmth to grow, to become bigger as soon as possible. No. At that level, his happiness is dependent on just two factors. Food and warmth. If he receives that, fulfills that, he's not giving any damn trouble to anyone. He will be sleeping very nicely. If you are parents, you can be remembering what am I telling. Right? For warmth, food good, I'm great, he will be sleeping. With the age, when we are growing, these requirements for happiness, little by little increases, these requirements. Initially just 2 requirements, and after that several other requirements are continuously adding on and on and on. So more the requirements we create for ourselves, that's what the requirements are created. It's been created by ourselves. The more requirements are being created by ourselves, more complicated the happiness becomes. There are two ways that we become happy. One, dependent on the senses, right? Our senses, we eat a good food, right? Our tongue says, wow, this is great. We sit on a good chair, right? Our body says, wow, this is very good, comfortable. Someone, provides us something very, very, very easy to handle, right? Very soft thing. This is very good for me. I like this chair. So these sensors, the brain uses these sensors to become happy all the time. But actually, though we think these external things are making us happy, truly the brain is the one who defines the happiness. For an example, first time when we fall in love with a person, we see everything like is on our preference. Everything is very good, great. She looks good, she cooks good, she smells good, everything is good. But after couple of years, what happens? 10 years of marriage, 15 years of marriage, what are you cooking today? Go have yourself a bath and come. This is what defines everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, though we do not consider this brain of ours is the most powerful and the most influential factor of ours, every one of ours day-to-day life. If it is not getting the happiness that it wants, it stops functioning. It starts to sometimes malfunction. You make mistakes frequently. You start forgetting things. Your sleep, attention, concentration, your emotional control. You lose that simply like this. The person who was very social, very, laughing, very energetic, if a chaos happens, he or she loses happiness in life, the fuel is not being pumped, the brain stops working. People don't feel to talk with each other. People feel to isolate, not to engage in activity. I'm not feeling to go work today. I'm not feeling to talk with them. They try to isolate themselves. The time with the telephone increases little by little. They get addicted to things. These addictions, more than, 60% of all the mobile phone users around the globe are starting to get addicted to the mobile phones. The initial purpose of this was communication. The initial purpose of mobile phones was communication. But now it's going beyond. With advanced technology, AI and all the stuff, right? Our life is being so attached to this device, and we are being isolated rest of the society. Do you know the biggest research in the human history is currently also conducting by the Harvard University, the research based on happiness. What truly makes us happy? There's a German psychologist, a professor called Robert Waldinger. He's the current director of this human research. 3 generations they have been studying what makes really people happy, especially with the people who have lived their life. At the latter part of their lives, they have been going to them with questionnaires, asking them questions, following up them throughout their life, and they have found 4 factors, 4 main factors that makes a person happy. These 4 factors is what keeps us running, keeps us functioning, keeps us fun. The first factor is good, positive human relationships. Good, positive human relationships. If you want to become a happy person on this planet, you have to make many positive human relationships. And with these devices, we are being unnoticedly isolated. Our human relationships are, minimizing time to time, and instead of we seek happiness, but we won't gain happiness. So what can you be doing to this problem? Everyone who's using a smartphone must have a screen timer in your phones. Some phones like Apple has inbuilt screen timing. They will be sending you weekly reports. Samsung is also working on it if you have been activated. This screen time you have to go through. You have to deduct the time you have spent for communication, and you have to look into the time that you have spent in the internet. So research are showing us the more you spend time on social media and other platforms, the lesser your mood becomes. How come that? For an example, your mood before seeing WhatsApp or before seeing Facebook diminishes after 20 minutes of Facebook. Why is that? I haven't felt that. To understand that, after this lecture, after this session, look at your profile. Look at the profile. What post have you put? What pictures have you uploaded into your profile? We usually upload the best dress that we have ever worn, the best situation that we have ever been, the best function, the best food that we have ever eaten. We are showing the world not the true reality that we are living in, but what we like to show the world. Do you agree with me? So you don't upload, if you are in a good mental state, you don't upload your face just after waking up in the morning. You don't upload that. You don't upload that. You don't upload yesterday's dinner. If you are in a good mental state, you don't upload that. So we are always showing a different picture, a virtual picture of ours to the world. So do the rest of the world. So do the rest of the world. So when you are browsing social media, your brain starts to compare the life of others and life of yours. So the comparison the brain is doing is not based on real true life factors, it's based on what everyone is showing off. And ultimately, without understanding that, the brain thinks, oh, you are living such a miserable life and others are living such a great life. There is no use of yourself. The worst thing that happened to a person when you lose your self-confidence, when you lose your self-esteem, So, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest challenge in this decade or in this half a century everyone is facing is our time that we are spending in social media. Our smart devices are the biggest challenge that we are going to face. Do you know, when it comes to communication, from all the facts, from all the information that is being conveyed, verbal communication stands for just about 30%. Around 70% of total information is non-verbal. Your facial expression, your tone, your body language, everything includes in this 70%. Words are just 30%. So the healthiest communication is where one-to-one, the physical communication is the healthiest communication that one should have. But unfortunately, with these smart devices, our communication is becoming more and more virtual. Unfortunately. Just forget about your office duties. Think about your own life, your own individual life, your private life. If your parents are not living with you, when did you last go and visit them? If you are visiting them, that's very good. But unfortunately, majority of the population are just making a phone call. When you see your cousins, you have spent some time with your cousins. Do you not, the amount of traveling is been reducing day by day. We see places virtually. We almost have that feeling that we are there. But unfortunately, our traveling is becoming minimized. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are species that we evolved from the nature. We evolved from the nature. We belongs to the nature, and we are with a continuous engagement with the nature. So I really appreciate the green plants that you have. So you should be always try the maximum to be natural. Try your maximum. Just consider your food. Just consider, is it natural, your food? Try your best. At least a salad will be helpful to you rather than a junk food. Something you can prepare for yourself is really better than something you go and buy. Try to become natural. Try to allocate some time in your life, your daily life, with the nature. Even a slightest walk is really healthy. We evolved from, apes. We are a very mobile type of species. We are very mobile and we are very social. Our bodily system is being tailor-made to maintain this mobility. So we are very mobile. Just think of monkeys. They cannot stay at a place. They are continuously, we are mobile. But unfortunately, these new situations, the new lifestyle is making us lesser and lesser mobile. That's why these non-communicable diseases, what we are talking, the killers of this century, the killers, hypertension, your blood pressure, diabetes, your blood sugar, cholesterol, your blood cholesterol lipid levels are rising in the human population. When it comes to Sri Lanka, the most deaths are due to heart attacks, myocardial infarctions. So the reason for the heart attacks are diabetes, cholesterol, and hypertension. So we are dying prematurely. We are dying. In Sri Lanka, the life expectancy stays around 70 and 69. It's thankful to our grandparents. They are still taking their hermetia, the walking stick, and going to the clinics and taking their medications. After about another 10, 20 years, when our grandparents who had healthy food, who lived a healthy life, when they pass away, this life expectancy declines drastically. There will be a rapid fall. As doctors earlier, when we are practicing, when we students, we saw myocardial infarction, MIs, we saw at ages, right, late 60s, mid 60s maximum. Now unfortunately we are seeing in mid 30s. You check if you have opportunity, actually no need a prescription of a doctor, just you check, there is an enzyme, there is a liver enzyme. 60 to 70% of Sri Lankan population, this liver enzyme is altered, it's high. This is a spark, we call it the fatty liver. This is a spark. Why? The food that we consume, that we digest, that consume, is not being burned. Our daily calorie intake every day is excessive. So what the body does is, it does not know what to do. This person is not burning this fat, so it needs to reduce the amount of blood cholesterol levels that are harming the blood vessels. It deposits it in your liver. It's situated in your right side here. It deposits there to save us. So if your LT levels are higher, that means if your body mass index, your weight does not proportionate to your height, your BMI is excess, your liver is struggling to reduce the fat, it stores into itself, unfortunately that store breaks down, your liver starts to damage. So that is a spark that tells you you are on a track with a not good final result. You have started your journey towards an unfortunate premature end of your life. So mobility is very important. The second tip that I am telling you today, to become mobile as much as possible. Become mobile. If you can find few minutes, like half an hour per day, to engage with a physical activity like going to the gym, having a jogging, having a walk, disregard your body mass index. You may be perfect shape, you may be a little bit excess, maybe you will be thinking a diet plan will help me. No. But there are additional benefits of having a daily exercise. It has shown that dopamine levels increases, your happiness hormone increases when your physical activity increases. So we are mobile species, we need mobility, we need activity. So next thing that you have to include in your daily routine, have a time to at least to few thousand of steps per day. Again, you can use your mobile device. There are step counters, right? There are smart watches that will be helpful, that you can monitor yourself, because this is really needed to your day-to-day life functions, to you to be in that optimum level of functioning. The first thing, have social relationships, right? Try visiting, try at least calling them, try having some food. Now recently I visited a wedding. Usually weddings are very noisy, isn't it? People are, seeing each other from a long time, relatives, you have been seeing relatives. Oh my God, how are you? You have gone troll, or you have gone fat. We are, engaging in comments. But unfortunately, the recent wedding that I participated, it's very silent except to the music that is being played. Everyone on their own tables and engaging with their mobile phones. Taking even at least selfies for themselves, not even a group photo, unfortunately. Yeah, that happens. So try to make social connections. Call your brothers and sisters, even with your children. If you have kids at home, kids are very perfect, a very good medicine to our brain. Have some time with them. You know, nowadays parents are very concerned, too concerned about the education. Isn't it? They are too concerned. The mom and dad are replaced by teachers. Teacher mom, teacher dad. Did you do your schoolworks? Show me your marks. Why you have done this wrong? So the innocent chap cannot understand the difference between the teacher and the mother. The teacher scolds at the school, and here another one scolds at home. Isn't it? So always, don't talk about academic subjects. In other parts of the world, they don't even bring a book home. Fortunate countries. I don't know whether we can implement that in Sri Lanka. Not in my lifetime, definitely. So you become parents, just talk to them, ask with them how they live their day, how are the friends, how can I help you, how can I be, do you need something, can we have you can read a story to them, rather than giving a device, engaging them. We are saying even in very small age, the children are addicted to their phones. Some parents, they purposely give these devices because children are very calm and quiet. They are being engaged with the phones. It's very easy to take care of them. We feel like that. But unfortunately, the amount of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive kids are rising. The amount of autistic kids are rising. The amount of personality disorders kids are rising in the world. Prematurely. In other countries like China, they have very strong regulations regarding, they have been rehabilitating their youth in army camps. Rehabilitation are going on. We have drug rehabilitation. They have, internet rehabilitation. Kids are very, very quickly, because their addictive brain is more grown. The areas for control is still, it's yet to be developed. So they don't have control over themselves until you turn your, age of your early 20s. That's what they say. And the recent researchers are telling that male brain is matured at their early 40s only. So pity on them. Forgive them. The brain is still maturing. So now you have a good explanation to understand him. So it's okay, you are just still maturing, baby, you are just still maturing. So up to the age of 40s, the male brain is maturing. Still the kids, their control part, we call the frontal lobe, is less matured, but their emotional brain is more mature. So they are more addictive. And these devices are so addictive when you are stressed in life, when the brain cannot find happiness with your human relationships, you start to engage more and more into these devices. Your attention span is reducing very drastically. These social media platforms, they use a lot of statistical data. Earlier, the videos were in minutes. Initially hours, then the videos are in minutes. Now the videos are in seconds. So the greatest challenge the human brain is facing this decade is our attention span is reducing very drastically. Very drastic. This attention is needed to optimum function of your brain. To in your workplace, even in your life, you start frequently forgetting things. When your attention span decreases, sometimes you come to the kitchen and you say, why did I come to the kitchen? That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's a problem. So there are ways to maintain your attention. There are ways. I will teach you. I will talk with you about that at the end of the lecture. So your physical health is very important. That is the third factor. That's the third factor that research tells us. You have to have optimum parameters of your body. What's your optimum blood pressure limit? What's your optimum blood pressure? Do you know? Everyone should know this. What's your optimum blood pressure level? Optimum. Okay, the accepted, thank you very much. 120/80. Any other answers? Right? Now, we are relying on the American Cardiology Association, their guideline, because they are the ones who have gone very deep into this subject. So, if it is below 130 and 90, if it is below that, your blood pressure is optimum. What is your optimum fasting blood sugar level? Fasting means 8 to 10 hours maximum. It stands around less than 100 now. Actually, now we are more relying on the HbA1c. This is the amount of blood sugar that are in your red blood cells, in your hemoglobin. It should be less than 5.7. Ladies and gentlemen, if your parents are having diabetes, if your BMI is high, you should be once in every 3 months looking at your blood sugar levels. It must be less than 5.7. There are now, earlier we were talking about diabetes, now we are talking about pre-diabetes, because now we are more focused on preventing things rather than once you are diabetic managing all the complications. We are talking about prevention a lot. So, your lipid levels, my God, there are so many discussions going on about the lipid levels, right. So, some are talking about very severe control, some are talking about optimum control, but your total cholesterol levels should be less than 200 in 12 hours fasting. We call it total cholesterol. I am running out of space here. We call it total cholesterol levels. It should be less than 200. But if you are having blood pressure, if you are having diabetes, this level goes below 150. It should be less than 150, your total cholesterol. So, the next tip to a healthy and balanced life is to maintain your parameters. We are not talking about definite medications, we are not talking about definite other routines, but we are talking about optimum parameters of your body. So, to have a healthy mind and a healthy body, you should be undergoing routine medical checkups, because you should maintain your optimum parameters. Why? We are living in a very risky environment. There are so many risks to our health rather than anything. So many risks. Even you cross the road, you are in a risk. You are living in a risky world. You are living in a risky world. It's very difficult to live in this world. The science is so developing, there are so many medications, but people are still dying. Okay? The next thing is, have your optimum parameters. Okay, good, great. The next, maybe the final thing, we talk about human qualities. Human qualities. Why we call human qualities? Because these qualities are unique to humans. Hatred, anger, lust, they are not unique for humans. You can even see lust in mammals. You can see hatred in mammals, anger in mammals, but there are human qualities. You can see love in mammals, but there are human qualities. What are the human qualities? Tell me one quality unique for humans. Then I will admit that you are humans. One quality. At least you should list 5, just one. One quality that only we humans have. Oh, very good. It's very advanced word. Empathy. Very good, very good. Very good, very good. Empathy. What else? Sympathy, of course, comes with empathy. What else? Do you know the difference between empathy and sympathy? Do you know the difference? උත්තරේ කියපු කෙනාම කියන්න ඕනේ. Sympathy is, we are disregarding the receiving end. It's a feeling we are having towards someone, right? Disregarding his own position. For an example, one child comes to you, right, asking for donations, right? Asking for donations. I'm having heart surgery, I need some money, I'm short of some funds, can you just help me? You will say, Ani, pow, and we'll give some money. Right, that's sympathy. if you have developed empathy, just rather than pulling out some rupees from your purse, you will call the child and you have small engagement, right? How much have you collected? Who's in charge of the funds? How much you need more? What are the ways that you are going to find? Empathy is something advanced than sympathy. Empathy is something where engagement is more required. Empathy is something you truly try to understand the receiving end. You are always concentrating on the receiving end rather than the feelings that you are having inside you. So the most successful way, feeling, the advanced thing is empathy. What else? What else? Human qualities. Patience, very good. Sharing, okay. Crows are also having that, good common. Caring, birds are also having, it's okay. You are making me scared. Honesty, okay, good. Honesty, patience, what else? 2 more? I got 2, 3 answers, 2 more. I need 5. Love is there everywhere. Affection, okay, agree. Affection, okay, I got 1. 1 more? No. Loyalty, okay. Dogs are also loyal. Kindness. One is kindness. Kindness. What do you mean by kindness? Give me an example for kindness. Are you kind towards your kid? Your child? Are you kind towards your child? Hina wenna epa, maybe not, but still we will act like we are kind towards our child to understand what is kindness. So this child does something really, really bad, really, what this child does something make you mad. Right? Someone brings something, a visitor comes to you with something, right? It's kept on the table. Right? We don't touch it. The kid comes, honey, auntie cake ගෙනල්ලා. ඒක ඇදලා එක කාලා කනවද? cake. සායම ඉවරයි. You were feeling like running away from running out of the situation. මේ කාගේද මේ බබා? You were feeling like that this child is not mine. But still the following day, right, you feel sorry, Paul. You feel that you are having that feeling, that pity feeling, and still you can continue that. That's kindness. Kindness is something not dependent on the receiving end. Not dependent on the receiving end. A beggar, a begging person comes to you. If you have kindness, whether he or she is doing the correct thing or something false thing, right? They are just this very big way of earning. Truly, it is, but still, you disregard that everything and you just give what you feel to give. That's kindness. You don't even expect anything in return. You just give what you can. That's kindness. Human qualities. What teaches us human qualities? When we were small, yes, our parents teaches us human qualities. When we are growing, we see and observe our siblings, our brothers and sisters, our school. It teaches us human qualities, good human qualities. But when we are adults, who teaches us human qualities? Sorry? Children. Society. Okay, partially I agree, but seldom we learn good qualities from the society because society is, not a good place all the time. That's the answer. That's the answer. The research tells us if you want to be happy in your life, become religious. Or it's, do not confine it to a specific religion. it should be not be, the religion you believe in. It could be a philosophy, it could be anything, but become religious, or the correct word is spirituality. Be spiritual. Be spiritual. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you spiritual? I offer flowers to Lord Buddha every day. Am I spiritual? No, you are not. What do you mean by spirituality? What do you mean by spiritual? To become spiritual, you should know what is the hell called spirituality. We know sexuality very well, but we don't know spirituality, unfortunately. Spirituality. Spirituality. You are also very spiritual. If you talk very calm, you walk slowly, I'm very spiritual. That's not spirituality. Spirituality is a way of understanding the world and its contents in a non-sensual way. We perceive this world, as I told you in the beginning, through these senses. We perceive, right? We decide, all right, this is okay, this is good, flowers are good, and something else is bad. That's we decide. We see, we perceive the world through our senses. Do you agree with that? We perceive the world through we touch things, right? We see things, we hear things. That's the way we learn about the world. That's the way all this science is based on. But spirituality is an alternative way of understanding the world and its processes and its continuation, its beginning, its way that is being maintained, and the end. It's the way of understanding the world, everything about the world and its concern. That's spirituality. Every religion has its own spirituality. You take any philosophy, has its own spirituality, its own explanation about the world, about you yourself, and about the world. So, the next step is become spiritual. So, each and every one, what may be your belief is in, but daily, please spend some time for your spiritual life. Anything. There are texts to be read, there are things to be listening, there are things to be done in any kind of religion or spirituality that you choose to believe. Right. The last thing in my speech. Coming back to this greedy happiness device. Where is my happiness? Give me happiness, give me, baby. It's looking for happiness. So currently, we are feeding our brain with our senses. So when our senses are being fed, sometimes the resources we use to feed our brain are not sustainable. For an example, when the child is young, the mother's hopes are very high on that child. The child can be the whole world to the mother. But when the child grows up, he may be going abroad, he may be start to live another life, he may be getting married, all the children. How many parents are suffering looking at their children? Sometimes their sole cause of suffering are their children. So the same child who gave happiness at a specific period of time, the same factor who is giving sorrow and suffering to the same person. Take about the best food that you have ever tasted. Think about the best thing that you have ever tasted. Just imagine you are getting this food right now. Just imagine you are going to have that food right now. Just imagine you are being served the same food for the continuous next 10 meals. You are going to have that food only. What will happen to you? You will start an aversive experience. Think you like hot chocolate? You will be served hot chocolate in the next, subsequent meals. You will be disliking hot chocolate. You will be starting nauseative to hot chocolate. So same thing that made you happy can change, can convert into a thing that will make you suffering. So ladies and gentlemen, scientists, psychologists are talking about concentrating on the present moment. They are talking about calmness of the mind, calmness. What truly makes the brain happy is the inner peace. We are talking about something inner peace. We are talking about, rather than seeking happiness on things that are continuously changing, rather than seeking happiness on factors that are not under your control, try to seek happiness within you by stop searching things, by stopping expecting things. The true way of giving a break, a rest to your brain is concentrating on the present moment. We call that concept mindfulness. Mindfulness. Our brain is continuously active. Even except during the few minutes we are having our deep sleep, except that moment, continuously our brain is active, continuously active. We are seeking things. So you remember dreams, you remember only the last few minutes of your sleep, your dream, only the few minutes you can remember. But throughout the night, in different stages of sleep, we call it rapid eye movement sleep, you are dreaming. So sleep is just a rest for your body only. It's not a rest to your brain. Our generation, the amount of deep sleep is reducing little by little. That's why many people are experiencing not fresh in the morning. They feel tired in the morning. They have body aches in the morning. They feel like not standing up in the morning because the human brain is not having enough rest. It's active. We are having so many information bombarded to us. We are seeking through our devices, so many information is being bombarded into our brains, and even after the sleep, those neurons are, sparking. They are active. We don't have sleep. So rest, we tell, we stop the search for a while. We give a rest for the brain, and that calmness has proven to give this inner peace. This inner peace leads to happiness. There are thousands of researchers that are showing that this mental calmness leads to increased amount of hormones of happiness, increased amount of neurotransmitters for happiness. There was a research done to find the happiest person on the planet. Matthew Picard, or Ricard Matthew, he's a Holland, lately practicing, Dalai Lama's loving kindness meditation. There was a research to find the happiest person. He was proven as the happiest person on the planet who is engaging in these inner peaceful mindfulness practices. So science is telling that getting a peaceful environment within yourself, finding your inner peace, provides the brain the happiness, the calmness, the energy that it needs to function your day-to-day activities. It's have proven mindfulness energizes, mindfulness optimizes the other bodily parameters, mindfulness increases productivity, mindfulness increases attendance in the workplace, mindfulness increases in everything, it's positive in everything. So, that superb technique I am going to practice with you now, and I request, a very humble request from my side, don't stop this practice from today. Try to make it a life's practice. Allocate just few minutes in your busy daily schedule for this mindfulness practice. Read about mindfulness. There are so many educational videos, so many articles. You can be educated yourself, and you can start practicing this by understanding the importance. Not just like blindly doing things, by understanding. The only challenge is, the initial part of this mindfulness practice is a little bit, you have to put a weight on that. Because the mind is so much, so much overactive, it takes some time to you to, get tuned with this. But once you, without, courageously start practicing this continuously, in a very sustainable manner, if you can keep on practicing this, fortunately you will be able to master this thing. Once you start going on with this thing, you can see there's a massive transformation in your life. It's a massive transformation. Your emotional control will be a very super level. You will be a very stable character inside you. Your decision making power will increase, and your coping mechanisms to stress. Stress is not a matter for you. It's not a risk for you. You will forget the word stress. Okay, shall we? Few minutes? Okay, I just want you to, keep your books and pens away, and, in a very comfortable manner to be seated. Right, in a very relaxed manner. You can have your legs slightly crossed to maintain your posture. Thank you so much. I really needed that. Thank you. Sure. Right. Only thing is your back should be straight. Your back should be straight to facilitate, breathing, relaxed breathing of your, upper part of your chest. Right. Look forward. Your chin a little bit straight forward. So your respiratory tract will be relaxed, and it will facilitate, very free breathing. If you have telephones, please make it a vibration or silent. Otherwise, it can disturb another person. Right? You can close your eyes, and we will start actively breathing. Breathe actively. Breathe consciously. Start breathing consciously. Start breathing actively. Because breathing usually is an unconscious process, and it's not an active process. You spontaneously breathe all the time, but now I want you to make this breathing conscious and to make this breathing active. Let's start. Now see, you should start feeling this. You can very clearly feel that there are two processes. Air comes in, we call the inhale, and air goes out, we call it the exhale. The inhale and the exhale. Just see whether you can feel it separately. Two processes continuously happening. See how you can feel it. You must be feeling the air in. You must be feeling the air going out. Now I want you to concentrate on that feeling, how you feel the air going in and going out. See, the inhale is immediately followed by the exhale. The exhale is immediately followed by the inhale. See nicely how it happens. Continuous process. Maintain your attention on that process. Don't let the attention to be breached. Look at the feeling. Concentrate on the feeling that you are having. The feeling of your breathing. The inhale and the exhale. Stay attached with that feeling. Don't let go it. Feeling of your breath, your breathing, how you feel it. Two separate feelings. You feel the inhale in a specific way and the exhale in a different way. Leave away your past. Don't wander in the future. In the present moment, just keep on concentrating on your breathing. Now gradually come into your natural rhythm of breathing. Now try to stay conscious on your breathing. Let it flow naturally. Just keep on paying attention. The inhale and the exhale. Don't let your mind wander. If it starts to wander, identify that your mind is out of focus. Bring it back to the focus. Start actively breathing whenever your attention is broken. Actively breathe and then come to your natural rhythm gradually. Try to maintain the focus. Pay attention only to your breathing. Nothing else you are thinking at this moment. You are just feeling your breathing. The inhale and the exhale. Identify your inhale and your exhale separately. Follow up your inhale and exhale. How the inhale starts, how it goes on, how it ends, and how the exhale starts immediately, how it goes on and how it ends, and how the inhale starts immediately. It's a continuous process. It's only you and your breath, nothing else. You can feel it. Nothing like you have felt it before. Don't let it go out of your focus. Every time your focus is breached, again start actively breathing, and start maintaining your focus. Feel the calmness of silence. Silence of your brain, silence of your thoughts. It's just you and your breath. Keep breathing. Keep on breathing. Don't listen to your mind. Just feel your breathing.